Oh, sweet home, caught by the rapture. Oh, sweet home, my heart is captured. Oh, sweet home, out of the stillness. Oh, sweet home, my soul can feel this. Oh, sweet home, out of the silence. Oh, sweet home, I'm filled with the lightness. Oh, sweet home, gently and free. Oh, sweet home, I feel you breathe. home, sweet home, out of the stillness. Home, sweet home, my soul can feel this. Home, sweet home, out of the silence. Home, sweet home.
Welcome to the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Nestled between the Inner Harbor in Baltimore and the National Harbor just south of the nation's capital, the suburban city of Columbia offers easy access to both, where you find no shortage of activities, entertainment, and sightseeing. With a population of approximately 104,000 inhabitants, this thriving, diverse, planned community, developed by James Rouse, was established in 1967 with the goal of enhancing the lives of its residents. Columbia boasts good schools, fine restaurants, private homes, condos, and apartments, hiking trails, music venues, malls, and local shops. Founded in 1983, the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, also known as CCSL, currently conducts services at the Hawthorne Center in Columbia and has done so since December 1984. Who are we and who are we looking for? We are a collaborative, supportive, loving, and fun-loving community welcoming all who join us. We take pride in the programs we offer and the events we hold. One of our greatest needs now is to rebuild our community into a thriving spiritual home that realizes our full potential. We know that the perfect minister is awaiting our call. Our new minister is creative, collaborative, welcoming, enthusiastic, embodies inclusivity, fosters open and healthy dialogue, embraces and empowers shared leadership, and is committed to pastoral care. Our aspirations are growing our presence in the community at large, as well as within CSL, developing a broader equity and inclusion focus, increasing volunteerism, rebuilding thriving youth and teen programs, creating a community abundant in membership and resources. We also are committed to continuing and enhancing existing programs, such as the Women's Group, the Bookstore, SOM Magazine Group, SOM accredited classes, workshop offerings, free or low-cost foundation classes, and our annual volunteer event, Thanksgivingness. Welcome to the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Nestled between the Inner Harbor in Baltimore and the National Harbor just south of the nation's capital, the suburban city of Columbia offers easy access to both, where you find no shortage of activities, entertainment, and sightseeing. With a population of approximately 104,000 inhabitants, this thriving, diverse, planned community, developed by James Rouse, was established in 1967 with the goal of enhancing the lives of its residents. Columbia boasts good schools, fine restaurants, private homes, condos, and apartments, hiking trails, music venues, malls, and local shops. Founded in 1983, the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, also known as CCSL, currently conducts services at the Hawthorne Center in Columbia and has done so since December 1984. Who are we and who are we looking for? We are a collaborative, supportive, loving, and fun-loving community welcoming all who join us. We take pride in the programs we offer and the events we hold. One of our greatest needs now is to rebuild our community into a thriving spiritual home that realizes our full potential. We know that the perfect minister is awaiting our call. Our new minister is creative, collaborative, welcoming, enthusiastic, embodies inclusivity, fosters open and healthy dialogue, embraces and empowers shared leadership, and is committed to pastoral care. Our aspirations are growing our presence in the community at large, as well as within CSL, developing a broader equity and inclusion focus, increasing volunteerism, rebuilding thriving youth and teen programs, creating a community abundant in membership and resources. We also are committed to continuing and enhancing existing programs, such as the Women's Group, the Bookstore, SOM Magazine Group, SOM accredited classes, workshop offerings, free or low-cost foundation classes, and our annual volunteer event, Thanksgivingness.
God morning and Happy New Year! A new month and a new year all in one day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We hope that you all had a wonderful evening of joy and celebration. We are all so looking forward to an amazing 2023. My name is Julia Mattis, and I am the president of the Board of Trustees and a volunteer here at the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm going to be your presider today for today's service. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And again, welcome to our Sunday celebration. For those of you on Facebook, we would greatly appreciate it if you would share this live stream to bring more of us together in the energy of spirit and love. I'll pause for you to do this now. Just hit that little share button down in the corner there and send it out into the ethers. Ah, wonderful. Thank you so much. Our vision is to contribute to a world that works for everyone. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in everyone. Our work as a community is to illuminate the spirit truth that we all belong to each other, and that calls for us to be inclusive, to celebrate and embrace our unique identities. Ability status, age, ethnicity, gender identity, national origin, physical characteristics, race, religion, and sexual orientation. So before we continue with our usual programming this morning, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce the co-leader of the Ministerial Search Committee, Ms. Rebecca Bell, a licensed practitioner here in our community, for a special announcement. Rebecca.
Good morning, everybody. Beloved community, it is my sincere pleasure to co-lead the Ministerial Search Committee along with Tony Mathewson this past year. On behalf of the committee, allow me to extend our gratitude to the committee for the collective prayers and vision that we co-created with one another to accept the highest expression of a new minister into our lives, knowing they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. We appreciate you, and we appreciate that you entrusted us, your Ministerial Selection Committee, with the process of calling in a new minister. This Ministerial Search Committee has been amazing. And thank you so much to our engaged committee members, Io McClenny, Jody Davidson, Dr. Phil Eldred, Tom Kapp, Julia Mattis, Evelyn Templeton, and Shamel Taylor. We first started meeting in January of 2022, at which time we committed to bringing forward the best possible candidates. As you can imagine, this work required perseverance through many challenges, the ongoing pandemic. There's many open CSL pulpits vying for applicants and not enough applicants to meet all the needs. But it's because of our collective prayers. We are thrilled to share with you that we have a candidate to present following 2 interviews with the committee, a lengthy interview with the board, and 5 highly favorable reference checks. Our candidate is no stranger to Columbia CSL. Perhaps you'll remember Reverend Rafe Ellis, who became acquainted with our community this past year. Reverend Rafe gave a provocative talk during a Sunday celebration during the summer following the D&I workshop series that he led, and a panel he served on during the spring timeframe. So what's next? We get to meet Reverend Rafe in person when he joins us for a visit on January 20th through January 22nd. He will be introduced to various leadership teams over the weekend, and we're organizing a wonderful series of events that Sunday. You'll get to hear Reverend Rafe give a talk at our in-person service, and then we'll enjoy a luncheon where we'll get acquainted with him and then experience his facilitation skills during the workshop that will take place from 1 to 3 o'clock at the Hawthorne Center that afternoon. So the Ministerial Search Committee asks that you join us on January 22nd for as many of these activities as possible, knowing that they're in person at our beloved Hawthorne Center. And it is really, really important that the community who ultimately makes the decision moving forward gets a chance to really meet and get to know him. The following week, Sunday, January 29th, is our annual meeting when members will vote. So please confirm your membership status if you haven't done so already, and mark January 29th on your calendar as well. Thank you once again for visioning and accepting the highest expression of a new minister into our lives, knowing they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. We ask that you continue your prayers and look forward to your participation later in January.
See what I mean? Exciting times for our community. Thank you so much for that exciting announcement, Rebecca, and thank you so much to our committee for all the hard work, and for our community, as Rebecca said, for keeping the watch, keeping the watch going and the prayers going. And now it's time to move into our practices for the day. I invite you now to set an intention for this week, and perhaps even an intention for the year, which a lot of you do on January the 1st. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention right now as you open yourself to receive Spirit's guidance throughout our time together today and throughout the rest of the week. And we have a saying here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living: singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song, and this week we're blessed to have the amazing, talented Amy Steinberg as our musical guest. Amy, as you may recall, is a playwright, actress, minister, musician, artist, and of course, singer and songwriter. And we're so delighted to kick off the new year with her high energy and her love. Please help me welcome Amy Steinberg.
Good morning, Columbia. I'm Amy Steinberg, and I'm so happy to provide some music for you today. Happy, happy, happy New Year to you. I just want this year to be about love. So that's what I'm going to sing about for you. There's a power in a seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making it you or a me. There's a power in a word, vibrating at a frequency. There's a power inside, that power inside. That power is love, 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 love. And you can feel it revealed when an open, broken heart begins to be healed. It breaks like the sky when a long, dark night starts spinning on the wheel of the world. Watch it rise. Out of the ashes comes another day, a bright light shining through your eyes. So much surprise every time we fall in love, 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 love. You can sing that with me. Love, 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 love. I did it, mom, but I put it down, but I put it down, yeah. There's a force in the fist, but when unclenched it ceases to exist. It shifts into light. So much freedom releases from the beast who insist on bliss, insist on bliss, insist on bliss, insist on bliss, on bliss and love, and love, 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 love. see there's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making you or me. There's a power in a word, love, vibrating on a frequency, and there's a power inside that power. Inside that power is love. And I love you.
Oh, Amy, for that amazing kickoff to our service today. Always a great gift from Amy and her music each time we have her. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, taught, in principle, the great religions of the world do not differ as much as they appear to. And that is why we take time each month, at the beginning of the month, to recognize and to honor a variety of religions as sacred paths to God. I now invite licensed practitioner Rebecca Bell back to join us once again to lead us in this sacred practice, Breaths of Faith.
Good morning again. Let us breathe in together as we honor each faith. As we take in the first breath, we honor Christianity as the path of love and forgiveness. As we take in the second breath, we honor Buddhism as the path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we take in the third breath, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we take in the fourth breath, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we take in the fifth breath, we honor Islam as the path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we take in the sixth breath, we honor Confucianism as the path of deliberate tradition. As we take in the seventh breath, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we take in the eighth breath, we honor Native American tradition as the path that recognizes as and honors spirit in all of creation. As we take in the ninth breath, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we take in the 10th breath, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we take in the 11th breath, we honor Akan as the path that honors the divine, ancestors, and nature. As we take in the 12th breath, we honor our own faith, the science of mind, as the path of adherence to universal spiritual law and transformation through the commitment to our spiritual practices. And as we take in the final breath of this sacred ceremony, we invite you to hold sacred any and all faiths in all their multiplicity by knowing love as the highest power that guides them all. Namaste, Ashe, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Rebecca, for leading us in that sacred practice, the Breaths of Faith. If this is your first time experiencing the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. What a great way to kick off the year. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever your spiritual path may be, you are welcome here. There are a variety of ways to connect and engage with our wonderful community. We invite you to continue watching for our announcement slide at the end, the roll at the end of service, where you'll find all the updates on all the events and classes and activities that we have going on. And likewise, links to all the events can be found on our redesigned interactive website calendar at columbiacsl.com/events, or you can email us at info@columbiacsl.com for more information. And now, let us consciously engage in spiritual practice together. I invite you to settle in, center yourself in this moment here and now, and find that sacred place within where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Mary Jane Thompson, followed by a guided meditation and an affirmative prayer by licensed practitioner Rebecca Bell. Mary Jane?
Good morning. Today's reading is from the Science of Mind magazine Daily Guides, January the 2nd, 2023, by Reverend Dr. Marilyn Louise Leo. Blessings for a New Year. We begin with a quote by Roger Teal. You are so much more than a material time-space organism. You are the I Am, a being of light, born from, living within, and giving expression to universal love, intelligence. And from Ernest Holmes' Sermon by the Sea, it is in our heart, our own mind, our own consciousness, that eternal share of the infinite comes to us, because every person is some part of the essence of God, not as a fragment, but as totality. Whether this is a new year or a new day, it can be a new beginning if we choose it to be. Today, we have the opportunity to review our present life and change whatever we believe is not working for a greater experience of joy. Right now, this very moment is as good as any, so why not make the most of it? Take a few quiet moments to dwell on what you wish your life would be like with dreams fulfilled. Will you have more vitality, live in a different city or state, or have more or fewer responsibilities? This is not running away from anything or mere daydreaming. This is setting a new intention for life. Contemplate what you would like your life to be. Investigate all areas of your health and well-being, your relationships, and your financial circumstances. Remember not to dwell on what things look like today, only on what you want them to be tomorrow, next month, and next year. Look at the light at the end of the road. Your path will be lit and made known to you. You will be surprised at the opportunities coming your way. Look at each one and give thanks for infinite guidance. Make wise choices and move forward. Above all, give thanks for what you have today and all the goodness awaiting your recognition. Please join me in this affirmation. With gratitude from my heart, I accept all the goodness life has to offer me. And so it is.
And so it is. Let's breathe in together as a community and release this breath, this time, this moment that is the present moment, that is all the place, the time where we experience all that there is. And today, January 1st, 2023, let's take a moment and agree and say yes to all that life has brought to us. All that is right now is God, is a blessing, is divine. So thank you. And as we take a moment, I'm going to allow a moment in silence, just in your mind and in your heart, review the year 2022 in gratitude, in peace, in love, in reflection. Let's take a moment in silence and just give thanks for the year that was. And as we're standing here on the precipice of the new beginning, the symbolizing a new beginning, a new year, knowing that today, with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our community, we have agency to create more of the feelings that we want to experience. Take a moment now and feel joy. that effervescence of life flowing through our bodies. Feel love. Perhaps that expansion in the heart. Feel peace. For me, my shoulders just relax. Notice where in your body you feel peace. This is how we create a world that works for all. We rehearse it in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts. We experience the joy now, the love now, the peace now, the prosperity now, in the eternal now. Now is all there is. So I invite you into a few rounds of breath to just feel in your body those delicious sensations that you are living from, that I am living from, that we are all living from. And please join me in this affirmative prayer, knowing that all that there is God, and that we can choose that all that we are experiencing is a divine expression of God. That is the truth, and sometimes we don't believe it, but we're believing it now. We are divine inspirations and expressions and living units of that God, having our way with the world, with each other in this community. And so today, on January 1st, 2023, I am taking this opportunity, and we are all taking this opportunity to see this tabula rasa, this new slate, to begin to write on it the visions and the dreams and the hopes and the cares and the experiences of this year as a divine community. We are going to have a new minister. That is genius. We have called that in. Thank you. Thank you. Whatever happens, the new minister is here. This community is strong. This community where we meet and find our way and say thank you, and experiencing God through ourselves and each other is invited to be and see ourselves as a larger expression of God. As more and more as we clear away all the things that do not work for us, we are bringing into a clearer focus of ourselves and our community. What a blessing. Knowing today as the 1st of January, as the beginning of a new year where there is excitement, we are taking that excitement and planting the seeds of divine anticipation of peace on earth, of love and joy, of care for ourselves, for each other, for our neighbors, for our communities. What could be a more divine expression of God than continued love and care for all emanations of God that come into our experience? What a joy. What a joy. And I am so grateful for this moment that collectively and individually taken in planning, in visioning, in loving each other, ourselves, our community, our world. What a joy. So I just released this word of peace, this word of love, this word of commitment, this word of yes, of gratitude and of anticipation into the law that says yes, gratitude and anticipation live together and create such beautiful experiences. Happy, happy New Year. And together we say, And so it is.
Wow, just want to soak that in. Whew. Thank you, Mary Jane. Thank you, Rebecca, for that amazing, powerful, powerful spiritual time together. That amazing, amazing practice. Whew. Boy, how would you like to sit with that one every day? In this community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know that truth for you and so much more. Feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we can hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. And now, please help me welcome back our guest artist of the day, the amazing, the incomparable Amy Steinberg.
My mind, my heart is open now to love. My mind is open now. My mind is open now. Open, open to love. Open, open to love. My heart, oh, my heart is open now. My heart is open now. My heart is open now. Open to love. Open to love. Open to love. Let's do it all again. My mind is open now. 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 Open to love. Open, open to love. Open to love. My heart, one more time, my heart. My heart is open now. My heart is open now. Open to love. Open, open to love. Last time. Open to love.
Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful song. My heart is open now. Thank you, Amy, for always sharing your amazing talents and gifts with our community. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Eugene Holden, to start off the new year and the new month with our new theme, which is the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook by Ernest Holmes. And his title, Getting Back to Basics. Eugene.
Hey, thank you, Julia. Happy New Year. Happy New You to Centers for Spiritual Living Columbia or Columbia Centers for Spiritual Living. And Happy New Year and Happy New Year to all of you who are tuning in today on Facebook. I am so excited about this particular talk. So I've been a licensed practitioner for 17 years, but I have been studying the science of mind and spirit for over 30 years. And so I'm excited about these first 4 sections in the introduction of the Science of Mind textbook. In those first 4 sections, this is the basics. We're getting back to basics. In those first 4 sections, section 1 is talking about, Dr. Holmes is talking about the thing itself, and then the way it works. And then the third one is what it does. And then the fourth one is how to use it. So for the rest of this month, you will have speakers coming on to talk about each separate section. Then I'm just giving you the overview on this, right? Dr. Holmes was a remarkable mystic. And as Rebecca Beale took us through the breadths of faith, it reminds us that Dr. Holmes didn't come up with anything new. He didn't come up with a brand new philosophy or brand new religion. What he actually did is to bring all of those tenets of, all together. And then what was birthed through him was the science of mind and spirit philosophy. So let's get into the first section, the thing itself. And all of those faiths that Rebecca had us breathe through, we agree on one thing, that there is a power, there is a presence, there is a something. So Dr. Holmes in this introduction calls it the thing itself. See, there is an intelligence, there is a divine something from which all things are created. It is at the very center of all of life. And because it is infinite, all of life is at its center. As Rebecca in her prayer was saying earlier, right? There is no spot where God is not. Because this infinite intelligence, call it whatever works for you, is at the very center of all of life. It permeates, it penetrates, and it fills the interspaces of the universe. There is no space where this which I call God is not. Now, I say call it whatever works for you, because for some of us, the word God just does not fit, right? Which is why Dr. Holmes called it the thing itself. Right. So some people call it God. I choose to call it God. Some people call it universal intelligence. Some people call it spirit. Around the world, it is known by many different names. Right. It's known as Olodumare in the Akan religion. It is known as Krishna in the Hindu religion. It is known by so many different names. Here's the thing, though, right? There's really no name for the infinite. I love the first chapter of the Tao Te Ching because it says, the Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the nameless Tao. Right? So there is no name for this nameless energy, this principle, and we get to call it whatever works for us. So we stand in this awareness, recognizing that the thing itself is at the very center of not only all of life, but it is at the very center of all of our lives. As Holmes writes, the seed of freedom must be planted in the innermost being of mankind. But like the prodigal son, man must make the great discovery for himself. So the prodigal son is one of my favorite stories within the New Testament. It's about a young man who decides to take his inheritance from his father and then go off and just do life, right? And then he finds that he spent all of his inheritance and he's at the lowest of the lows of the low until he comes to himself, right? And when he comes to his self, I love this. When he comes to himself, coming back to the thing itself, because there's no separation. There's no spot where God is not. There is no space where the infinite intelligence is not. So when he comes to himself, basically what he is doing, and this is what we are all called to do, is to wake up to ourselves, to return to ourselves. And then he makes the journey back to where he came from, right? And so that's what we are here to do, is to make this discovery for ourselves, remembering that we are surrounded by abundance everywhere. Dr. Holmes talks about that we cannot count the grains of sand in any beach. You know, we can't count the blades of grass in the yard. We can look up into the nighttime sky and cannot count the stars in just this galaxy, not the hundreds upon thousands upon millions of galaxies that's out there in this infinite intelligence, in this infinite universe. So the thing itself is the source of all of that. So freedom, being created in the spiritual image and likeness and out of the spiritual nature of the divine, freedom is our sacred inheritance. Freedom is the divine plan, as Dr. Holmes writes. Freedom is the divine plan of the thing itself. Freedom is our birthright. In fact, and in truth, we are created free. And this is beautiful to catch when we talk about the thing itself, because we are created in this beautiful likeness and principle of the thing itself. We are free. We are free to choose what it is that we want to believe. Right. So this is the thing itself. We are recognizing that there is this intelligence, call it what works for you, that is at the very center of all of life. There is this intelligence from which all things are created, and it is at the very center of all of life. And now we're going to move on to the way it works. Oh, I love this. Dr. Holmes writes, the thing it's no, he didn't write that. That was me. I'll catch up with Dr. Holmes in just a moment. This philosophy, as I was mentioning earlier, this teaching is nothing new. Dr. Holmes gathered all of this information from teachings from around the world. Right now, the thing itself is a universal intelligence. It is a universal mind. And it is universal spirit. I love the word spirit because one of the definitions of spirit is breath. So when we are inspired, right, we are breathing our energy into it. So the way it works, this is really a simple thing. The way that it works, because sometimes we can get too mental. I say that we have spent too much time with the science of mind. Right, because we can get so mental with this, and Dr. Holmes speaks about this in that fourth section, how to use it. But so this is why I call it the science of mind and spirit, the science of mind and spirit. So we want to bring our heart to it. So when we talk about the way it works, my beautiful brothers and sisters, the way that it works is through you. The infinite intelligence works through you. Now, remember, we were speaking about there's no separation, right? There is no place, there is no space, there is no spot where God is not, where spirit is not, where love is not, where peace is not. There is no space where peace is not. In spite of the appearances, peace is at the very center of our lives. So the way it works is by us recognizing that we are that infinite intelligence, that infinite channel through which it works. Interesting that when we break it down like this, when we really see it in how Ernest Holmes, wrote this and taught this, we are looking at, we are always looking at and living from the first two steps of affirmative prayer. Every talk, everything that Dr. Holmes has written in some shape or fashion always comes back to the first two steps of affirmative prayer. Step number one, there is only one life. right? We recognize that there is this infinite intelligence that has created everything that there is. There isn't anything that we can look at where we do not recognize the source. There is this intelligence that has created, the many stars. There's this intelligence that has created, the oceans and the drops of water that fall, as rain. There is this infinite intelligence that causes the earth to spin on its axis. That's when we recognize that there is that power. And because it is everywhere present, we go to step 2. We unify with that power. We unify with what we've recognized. We are unifying. We are identifying as the thing itself. Catch that. We are identifying as the thing itself. Now, when we come to that awareness, allowing it to work through us, because this is the way that it works, then we get to say with Master Teacher, the elder brother, Yeshua Messiah, right? The works that I do, they're not my works. The words that I speak, they are not my words. They are, as he put it, for him, they are the works and the words of the Father within. All right. So we get to say with the elder brother, the Master Teacher, Yeshua Messiah, that when you see me, you see the presence that has sent me, because we are created in that spiritual image and after the likeness of the divine itself. We are the way it works. We are the way that the thing itself works. See, the life we live is the life of the divine. So no matter what we are doing, no matter where we are going, we are living the life of the divine. And it's very important for us to really catch that, what that really means, that everything that we do, listening to me talking, driving, maybe some of us are waking up from a nice long night of celebration, right? But we are doing all of this as the divine. As we identify as the divine, we are really putting on our divinity. Think about, imagine this. Imagine walking today, thinking to yourself that I am divine, that I am divinity itself. And my divineness is the way that the infinite intelligence, works. Man, as we begin to live from this, as we begin to live in this and from this, without hesitation, without any apologies for being divine, you know what we get to do? As we allow it to work through us, because this is the way it works, what we also get to do is we give permission to others to remember their divinity. And it may show up in a number of different ways. People may come up to you and just, go, God, what are you doing? God, it's so good to be around you. And you're not doing anything special. You're just recognizing who and what you are, the divine being of light. And you are allowing that to spread. You are allowing that joy to be contagious. You are now the contagion of joy. You are the contagion of love. You are the contagion of peace that people just want to be around. And the reason why they want to be around you is because there is something within them that is waking up to the truth of who they are. The way that it works, is through our belief, right? The way that it works is through our belief. That's why we hear in Scripture, the New Testament, right? It is done unto you as you believe, right? So we are coming from a place of faith, opening up to allowing the thing itself to work through us, because this is the way it works. See, we do not, as Scripture says, check this, I love this. We do not walk by sight, but we walk by faith. Let me break that down, right? Because when we're little kids, faith is believing, right? So when we're crawling, we believe there's something within us that believes that we can walk. So we don't walk by sight. Now, we may see our family members around us walking, but we believe that we can do the same thing. So we don't walk by sight, we walk by faith. So if we didn't believe we could walk, then we wouldn't walk. We couldn't walk. We would still, if I didn't believe that I could walk, I'd still be crawling around. But let's take this a little bit further, because the way it works is through us, but it only works through us as we believe it works through us. So when we are talking about or experiencing, let's just say, lack in limitation, is there's something within us that may be believing that that's what we deserve, to have this experience of lack and limitation. But because we are gifted with this beautiful thing called choice, we get to believe something else, right? The one thing that we don't have choice on, and they go, yeah, Eugene, we always have a choice. No, we don't always have a choice in this one thing. We cannot help but to create. We have no choice. We have to create. We have no choice. Now, what we are choosing to create, well, that's on us. So we want to be aware, because this thing works through us. This is how it works. We want to be aware of how we are thinking. It is our thinking that creates our experience. It is our words. Words are thoughts expressed. Thoughts are words unexpressed, but it's still the same power. So we want to be aware of what we are thinking, so that, and then really create what it is that we desire. So in this beautiful new year of 2023, let's set the intention. Let's see for our own individual lives and the lives of our communities. Let's see and then feel into what we are seeing, what it is that we want to experience. If we are looking to experience more joy, then see and feel joy. How does it feel to be in joy? And then allow that feeling tone to attract more experiences of joy. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now, says Dr. Holmes, which means that perfect life of the infinite intelligence, in the way that it works, then that means that our lives are perfect. And because it is perfect, we are perfect. Yeah, we are perfect. Even in our seeming imperfections, we are perfect. The way it works is the second step of treatment. That's what that second step is all about. That I am connected, I am one, I am identifying, I'm unified with this one. So therefore, as I connect with that, as I speak my word in the third step, which I happen to call it declaration, I know that it is taught as realization. Coming from that place, we get to speak our word. We get to declare what it is that we are wanting to experience, and then feeling that it is done. So we've talked about the thing itself. We talked about the way it works. Now, what it does. Holmes says, we should approach the study of this science rationally, never expecting to derive any benefits from it that its principle does not contain. So the nature of the divine is to create. This is what it does. It creates. It cannot help itself. And because we are created out of this same energy, the same principle, the same power, then it is on us to create. This is what it does through us. This is the way it works through us. The divine intelligence is finding an outlet through us. Now, what we are to do, my brothers and sisters, is to really anchor ourselves in this. So for 2023, or how about for today, let's really anchor into allowing it to be us. I was going to initially say allowing it to work through us, but I want to take that further in allowing it to be us, so that we can boldly say that when you see me, you see the presence that has sent me. I am the way, the truth, and the life of the divine. And here's the thing, that is the truth. Now, I know that there may be some of you out there going, no, Eugene, there was only one who could claim that some 2,000 years ago, but that's not the truth. For even in the teachings of Yeshua, he kept saying, that you can do this too, that you are the light. So what we are here to do is to allow it full sway. We are to surrender to the power that is within us. We are to surrender to the power that is beating our heart. We are to surrender to that intelligence that causes the earth to spin, recognizing that we are the thing itself. And the way it works is by working through us. And what it does is that it creates as us. Isn't this a beautiful thing? This is powerful. So today, not for the year, but just for today, identify something that you want to experience today. And then put your focus on what it is that you want to experience today. And then feel that what you want to experience today is already happening in your life now. This is the power. This is the power that you have, which takes us to how to use it. How to use it. Dr. Holmes talks about, in this section, he starts out by saying, sometimes, let me not paraphrase, let me just go straight to it if you don't mind. Hang on. Give me 30, just give me a little bit of time here, because this is powerful. Here we go. Here we go. No, really, we are going there. One of the great difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory in too little practice. This is the first sentence in that fourth section, how to use it. So what he's saying essentially is we have to get out of just talking about it. Just talking about it. I have a friend of mine who says, if you call yourself a rainmaker, well, then make it rain. So what we are here to do is go beyond the theory and start to practice it. How do we use it? We use it intentionally. How do we use it? We use it from a place of clarity. How we use it is first recognizing that power, that infinite intelligence is at the very core of our being, that every word, every thought that we speak or think is creative. So how do you choose to use it? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. How we get to use it is a beautiful, beautiful gift. So what do you choose to experience? Do you choose to experience continued stress? Or do you choose to experience peace? Do you choose to continue to experience, fear, doubt, and worry? Or are you willing to choose to experience peace and joy and freedom? Are you ready to expand your life? If you are, then you want to continue to tune in for the next 4 weeks as the speakers and the practitioners of Columbia Center for Spiritual Living dive deeper into all 4 sections. The thing itself, what it does, how to use it, and the rest. Let's go ahead and pray, but I want to just break that down one more time, just one more time. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. You are the way that it works. You are the thing itself made manifest. You are the vessel through which how and what it does is through you. And it's all up to us, you, me, and we, on how we get to use this divine power. Join me in prayer. Infinite intelligence. Mother, Father, God, Lord God Almighty, infinite best friend, that which is not outside of us, but that which is at the very core of our being. I give thanks. I am so very grateful for this opportunity to speak this word, recognizing first and foremost that there is an infinite intelligence from which all things are created. There is this infinite intelligence that is at the very center of all of life, which means that it is at the very center of our lives, because right where we are, it is. See, I know that this infinite intelligence is that which causes the sun to shine and the moon to glow. It is the infinite intelligence that causes the stars to sparkle and the oceans to wave. But wait, there's more. It is that which beats our heart. It is that which breathes our breath. It is that which animates our body temple. And so it is in this awareness of our oneness and this divine intelligence that I call God that I speak this word. I know that as we step into a brand new day, as we step into a brand new month, as we step into a brand new year, we are in essence stepping into a brand new life. And so I give great thanks knowing that this word I speak is about the willingness to be that infinite intelligence, that we have the willingness to show up as the love. We have the willingness to show up as the light. We have the intelligence and the willingness to show up as love. How may I serve today? How may I love today? So as we put on the mantle of love, we know that we are guided and directed. So for this and for so much more than these words can ever convey, I remain forever grateful and thankful. And now I release this word into the awesome and dynamic activity of love and law, knowing that as this word is released into the law cannot help itself. It has no other choice but to return these words unto us completely fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we simply and in love allow it to be. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Amen. Peace and blessings. Happy New You in this new year.
Thank you so much, Eugene. Peace and blessings back to you too, my friend. Thank you for that inspiring and powerful message this morning, for giving us that amazing overview and breakdown at the same time. So my takeaway today, and I'm going to think on this today, is are you ready to expand your life? What a powerful message. Thank you again, Brother Eugene. You are amazing. Please join us next week as Reverend Jenna Wexler starts diving into the first chapter of the Science of Mind textbook with her talk, The Thing Itself. And remember, next week we are in person, so it is the second Sunday of the new month and the new year, so we will be in person at the Hawthorne Center. And for those of you who cannot join us in person, we will always be online as well. And we'll also have our fabulous guest musician next week, our very own Felicia Taylor. And now it's once again my pleasure to bring back our dear friend and amazing creative artist, singer, Amy Steinberg, for one more Music for the Soul.
Thank you so much for having me. This is called Abundance, and it's about how we always have enough, and how this moment right now is always an opportunity to turn to the love. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. You are being blessed by. I am being blessed by. We are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance, to live in abundance, to live in abundance. Gonna live in abundance, seeing all the abundance all around me now. Alright, you can sing it with me, it's easy. You are taken care of. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. You're being blessed. You are being blessed by. I am being blessed by. We are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now. Right now is another chance. Right abundant in your life right now. Love, laughter, friends, family. I'm so grateful for a brand new year up ahead of me. There is so much good coming to each and every one of us here. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. Come on. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. Yeah. You are being blessed by. I am being blessed by. We are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance. Yeah, yeah. Oh, gonna live in abundance. Recognizing all of the good all around me to create a brand new year of joy and peace and love. Last time, come on. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Amy. Thank you for that amazing song. Be sure to check out Amy's website at amysteinberg.net, and we've just put that link in the Facebook chat if you're interested in learning more about her music and her art. So a lot of that, those paintings in the backgrounds are her original creations. So check it out. Woo! What a service! Wow, what a wonderful way to kick off the new year. We have just received so much, and now we can consciously give back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love and gratitude and abundance and allow them to fill you and the space around you. And now let's use the power of our words by speaking our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe is blessing and expanding my offering for the good of all. And so it is. We offer easy ways to donate your offerings. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through our website at www.columbiacsl.com and just hit the donate button. Or you can text your donation to us at 410-498-6175. And we know that as we give, we receive, and we do so in great gratitude and great joy. That's the law of circulation. And please join me once again. Bless every gift bestowed upon our beloved Columbia CSL. Together, we receive these gifts knowing and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. We so appreciate every contribution and tithe. Your support ensures that we remain a vital and thriving center for everyone's spiritual nourishment and upliftment. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being part of our spiritual family and spiritual practice today, and we so look forward to seeing you again next week. At the end of service, remember to stay on for our announcement slides so you can keep informed on everything exciting that's coming up. But here are just a quick few reminders. As Rebecca said in the beginning of our service today, our ministerial candidate, Reverend Rafe Ellis, will speak and facilitate an in-person workshop on Sunday, January 22nd at the Hawthorne Center. Details about the workshop, including a sign-up information, will be shared this week. This Tuesday, the women's group will meet virtually at 7 p.m. and join Adalia Romero, licensed practitioner, for another prayer circle on Wednesday morning, January the 4th at 9 a.m. And finally, just a reminder to save the date for our annual meeting on Sunday, January the 29th, after our virtual. This too will be a virtual meeting. We'll have a year-end review, an update on our financials, our vision for the future, and so much more. So please plan to attend via Zoom at 11:30 on Sunday, January 29th. Only members in good standing will be able to vote, but all are welcome and encouraged to attend. So for all of those members, as Rebecca said early in our service, please make sure that you get your memberships applications into us so that we have a good head count for our vote on that Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, what a service. Woo! And now it's my pleasure to cap it off and to bring back once again Brother Eugene to close out our service with an amazing benediction and affirmation for the week.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. And before I go there, this is my personal plug for my dear brother, the Reverend Rafe Ellis. If you guys don't know Rafe, you want to attend what he's doing. Rafe is deeply connected with spirit, and he has a beautiful sense of humor and a great heart. So you don't want to miss the opportunity to experience him, right? And congratulations, my dear brother. So join me in this benediction. I absolutely stand in the awareness that all that there is, truly all that there is love. For it is the love intelligence that has created all that there is, as you, as me, and as we. And so as we go our separate ways on this beautiful first day of January 2023, we go with an inspired sense of being, an inspired sense of speaking, an inspired way of living, knowing that we are guided and directed to experience Spirit's highest and greatest good for our lives. And so we just open up and surrender to that greatness, allowing the greatness to shine forth and to come forth in, through, and as us. For this, I give great thanks, and we simply and in love allow it to be. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Amen. Happy New Year, peace and blessings.
Spirit, look upon me. Tell me, what do you see? Is this anger inside me reflecting your love? Does this fear that I'm harboring come from above? Spirit, look upon me. Spirit, lend me your ear. Tell me, what do you hear? Are these words that I'm singing exalting your song? Are these thoughts that I'm thinking creating your home? Spirit, lend me your ear. Help me to see we all want the same thing, to embrace all the love that we are. And it's not about them, and it's not about me. It's about being one with the heart.
so much as a smile. Spirit, look upon me. Am I walking the path that you've laid at my feet? Am I hearing the truth that will set the world free? Am I holding the vision of all I'm to be? Yes. Spirit, look upon me. Oh yeah. Spirit, look upon me. Oh yeah. Spirit, look